Activist and former political party campaigner Loyiso Nkohla, who earned the nickname Poo Thrower-in-Chief for his controversial feces dumping protest, was shot dead in Cape Town yesterday. Deputy Minister of Rural Development and Land Reform, Cebisi Skwatsha, who was at the scene, described the incident as an apparent assassination. Police spokesperson Warrant Officer Joseph Swartboy said Nyanga police responded to a complaint this morning. Upon arrival at the Philippi railway station, they found the body of a 40-year-old male who sustained fatal injuries as a result of gunshot wounds. The victim was declared deceased on the scene by the medical personnel. Reports suggested that 2 females and 1 male who also sustained injuries were transported to a nearby hospital for medical treatment with private transport. The unknown suspects fled the scene and are yet to be arrested. The motive is yet to be determined. Nkohla rose to national prominence around 2010 when he led the unconventional poo protests, transporting portable toilets from informal settlements and dumping their contents at the provincial legislature and Cape Town International Airport. This, he said at this time when he was the ANC councillor, was to highlight poor sanitation in informal settlements. He was also reported that he was expelled from the party as a consequence. Nkohla formed the Land Party to contest the national elections in 2019, but later quit and worked for the city of Cape Town. He left politics after failing to be elected as a Patriotic Alliance councillor in the city in 2021 local government elections. Skwatsha said that he was advised about the unfortunate assassination of Nkohla, a former member of the ANC and ANC Youth League, someone who was a community activist, very passionate about the plight of the severely downtrodden in particular. May he rest in peace. Convicted serial murderer and ex-cop Rosemary Ndlovu appeared in Kempton Park Regional Court alongside a former colleague on Monday for a fresh trial where she faces charges of conspiracy to commit murder. Ndlovu is charged alongside Nomsa Mudau. Ndlovu was a police officer at the Tembisa police station while Mudau was stationed in Norcombe Park. The two are accused of conspiring to kill Mudau's now ex-husband, Justice. His life was allegedly spared because the hitman had warned him about his wife. After being told about the charges leveled against him, Mudau and Ndlovu told the court that they pleaded not guilty to the charges. The pair said that they were opting to use their right to remain silent on the defense for now. The trial began with the first witness, Njabulo Vincent Kunene, taking the witness box. Kunene is alleged to have been one of the men approached to kill Justice. He testified that he received a call from his friend Jabulani Mtshali in February 2018. He asked me to come to his place at a hostel in Tembisa. When I got there, he told me that there is a lady who is a police officer in Norcombe Park who is requesting that he do a job for her. After he stated that, we waited for a call from the lady and he just referred to her as Mudau, Kunene told the court. Then the cop then asked and called, and then we met the complex as Nigo. She asked that we keep time, saying that she was heading back to work for night shift. They walked into his Nigo, and after a few phone calls, met up with Mdau near a bottle store. I was introduced to Mdau as July, a name that I usually refer to by my guys. She asked if we could help her. She asked that we kill her husband for her, saying that he was troubling her and cheating on her. She was speaking isiZulu. I was looking at her straight in the eye because there she was, dressed in full police uniform, asking me to go and commit a murder. He said he could identify the woman. He pointed at Mdau, who sat in the dock alongside Ndlovu. Mdau, who wore a black face mask to hide her face, looked straight ahead, showing no emotion. On the 15th of November 2017, Major General Sibusiso Moyo stated that the military was stepping into the Zimbabwean political fray to pacify the degenerating political socio-economic situation. The intervention by the military was named Operation Restore Legacy, but in reality, it was a coup in favor of Emerson Mnangagwa's faction against the G40 opponents in ZANU-PF. However, the irony of the Restore Legacy narrative extolling the bravery of the liberation movement fighters against those in the ruling party bent on hijacking the revolution is that the legacies restored include the repressive politics and modes of rule of both the settler colonial period and the liberation movement. Thus, beyond the panegyric statements of the coup leader for such a Zimbabwean citizenry, the reality of a post-colonial liberation politics has been marked by steady closing down of democratic spaces and overwhelming precarity of livelihoods strategies and in a largely informalized economy. This condition is not peculiar to Zimbabwe. Many post-liberation policies or polities in Southern Africa and the continent are facing similar constraints. 25 after 9 as we continue. The winner of the 33 million rand in the Powerball jackpot has not come forward. The winning ticket, valued at 33,670,044 with 67 cents, was bought at Spar in Alberton in Johannesburg. Last week, Ituba National Lottery urged the players to check their tickets and to go to the nearest Ituba office to claim their prizes. It said that tickets remain valid for up to 365 days from the date of the draw. The ticket will expire on the 11th of April, 2024. Ituba said winning tickets that were not validated within that period will automatically expire, and any unclaimed winnings from that would be transferred to the National Lottery Distribution Fund for reallocation to good causes. John Perlman is the head of the informal regulator. Advocate Pansy Takula was there as well. Now, the Protection of Personal Information Act came into effect in June 2021. POPIA has strict guidelines for business when it comes to acquiring, storing, securing, and sharing personal information. The act is also viewed as a measure to help minimize identity theft and phishing attacks. A recent broadband article has put the Protection of Personal Information Act under the microscope. The report questions whether the act has failed to stop the scourge of telemarketing and SMS spam. A husband has been jailed. A husband desperate for justice after a stone was hurled by robbers kills academic en route to CT International Airport. Leonie van der Westhuizen's husband, also an academic, says he still hasn't been interviewed by police after they were ambushed en route to Cape Town International Airport on the 26th of March, and a stone shattered the car window. It has been 3 weeks since Leonie van der Westhuizen died after the attack, when the stone struck her in the head, triggering cardiac arrest, and her husband, Gert, is desperately looking for answers. The Centurion couple, who had been married for almost 50 years, were on their way to Cape Town International Airport at about 4:50 p.m. after having stayed in Kalk Bay. They drove down the M22, which turned into M18, New Eiselbein Road, and stopped for the corner at the corner of a New Eiselbein and Standard roads in Nyanga, according to a Cape Town Central Police Station report. A group of young men attacked the car by shattering the windows with a stone. Gert said that the stone hit our car on Leonie's side, and the stone hit her on the head, and I think I saw an arm just reach and grab a cell phone. I tried to hold the cell phone, but it was just too late, and he had to let it go so that they can find first emergency medical service immediately. 29 now after 9 as we continue. Jamie Foxx's doctors are reportedly trying to figure out what happened to the actor. The Ray Oscar winner, who's 55 years old, is said to be hospitalized in Atlanta, Georgia, nearly a week after he was stricken by a medical complication that forced him to stop shooting his upcoming Back in Action alongside Cameron Diaz. And sources say a raft of tests are still being carried out on the star to get to the bottom of his as yet unspecified condition. People magazine reported on Monday it had confirmed the actor is still in Georgia medical facility having tests run following a medical complication. His daughter, Corinne Fox, spoke about the last week. Another insider has told the CNN that Jamie is under observation by medical professionals still trying to figure out what exactly happened. The source said they are running tests, but earlier this week they said he was steadily recovering. Interesting. Couple more stories as we continue with our moments in current affairs. Al Jazeera's gold mafia expose is the tip of the iceberg for the Zim corruption, but accountability remains elusive. The documentary series produced by the news channel Investigating Unit reveals that money laundering network, which was smuggled in gold in gangs. I think it proves a lot. And I think also I saw a bit of a clip about this yesterday, and this is what bothers me the most, is that South Africa is being used as the place where these monies are spent, these lavish things are expressed in that financial sense, how people come here to go and blow all their ill-gotten gains. But I was more concerned about how much access people have to the people in power and the people who are actually responsible for putting these people who are doing wrong behind bars, but instead they are the ones who are benefiting the most, and we see it on a daily basis.
This is KNR Radio according to my mic sounds nice. Check one.